Okay, welcome all everybody to this irrigation engineering subject code 1615505, and we are going to see canals lecture 3 in this presentation. Okay, the contents of our lecture are design of an economical section. Okay, we are going to see the analytical methods involved in the design of an economical section of the canal. Okay, this is our problem number 1. We are going to design a canal on our non-alluvial soil. Okay, actually for the non-alluvial soil type, we are going to consider a trapezoidal section. Okay, here you can see that canal section which is having a trapezoidal shape, which is having a depth D and breadth B, and we can see the total length B plus 2D. Okay, B plus 2D is from, actually this is the breadth of the base portion, and here a D is there, and here also a D is there. Okay, I have marked in the red outline. Now this is one D and this is one D. Actually it's B plus 2D. Okay, understand that. And the discharge of the canal is 24 cumex. Okay, that is cubic meter per second, and permissible mean velocity is 0.80 meter per second. Bed slope is 1 in 5000, side slope is 1:1, and our chassis constant C is 44. Okay. Okay, now we are going to write down the given data. Our discharge Q value is 24 Qmax. Our velocity is 0.80 meter per second, and our slope value is 1 by 5000. That is divided by 1 by 5000 means you will get 0.002. Okay, our side slope value is 1:1. Okay, let consider B is equal to bed width. Okay, D is our depth of water. Okay, then the cross sectional area A is equal to B plus D into D. Okay, then again A is equal to Q by V. Actually A is our area, cross sectional area. We know the formula as discharge by velocity. Okay, Q is our discharge, V is our velocity. Substitute the values. Q is 24, V is 0.8. Okay, now after dividing you get 30 meter square. Okay, now this is our area. Now substitute this area value in this equation. Okay, in the equation number 1. Okay, we are substituting in this equation 30 is equal to B plus D into D. Okay, now we are going to see the next step. Okay, now we know the value of wetted perimeter formula is PW is equal to B plus 2 into root 2D. Okay, this is our standard value for the trapezoidal section. Okay, so now B plus 2 root 2 convert into numbers, decimals. You will get 2.828 into D. Okay, this is considered as our first equation, and hydraulic mean depth is R is equal to A by PW. This is a formula. Please understand it. Then area value you know, which is 30, which we have calculated from the previous slide, and divided by PW. PW value you know as B plus 2.828 divided by D. Okay, now we are going to apply these values in our chassis formula. Okay, this is our chassis formula. Please make a note of it. And V you know as 0.80, and chassis constant is given from our solution value as 44. C is equal to 44 into root R. You don't know what is root R, keep that as root R, and you know S value as 0.002. Okay, from the given sum from the problem. Okay, then you are going to square on both sides. So understand it, to remove the root value of R, you are going to square on both sides. Okay, by squaring on both sides you get like this. Okay, you are going to square, you get this 0.64, and 44 squared is 1936. R where R squared and the root will get cancelled. Okay, 1 by 2 into 2, it will be like that. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled, so R will come. Okay, then 0.002, if you square that, this value 0.002 will come, and R is our 1.65 by calculating this. Okay, now you are going to substitute the value of R in the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, hydraulic mean depth, the formula is R is equal to A by PW, which I have mentioned as the second equation, which you can get an idea from the previous slides. Okay, so R value you know as 30 divided by B plus 2.828 into D. Okay, this is the value. Okay, A you know 30, PW you know what is the value, and you are going to substitute this r value here, and you must derive an equation. Okay, the final equation will be like the fourth equation here. Okay, so you are going to calculate the b and d values. Okay. Okay, now you are going to substitute the value of b in equation 1. Okay, what is equation 1? In the problem's third slide, you can see what is the equation number 1. Okay, now you are going to substitute the value of b. B, you know, 30. Okay, and you know the value as 18.8 minus 2.83 into d plus d into d. Okay, this b value, you know, which will come on the right side, and you are going to multiply inside. Okay, like you are going to minus 2.83d plus 1d, that is minus 1.83d, and you are going to multiply this d value inside. Okay, that is 18.8d minus 1.83d squared, which is equal to 30. Okay, now we are going to bring that 30 into this side. Okay, so this 30 will become like plus 30 equal to 0. Okay, now you are going to substitute the values in this quadratic formula. Okay, you know the now you consider. Okay, what is b here means this 18 is our small d value, and our a value is this 1.83. Okay, and our c value is 30. Okay, now a b c values are there. Now you are going to substitute a b c values in this x equation. This x equation is our quadratic equation. Okay, in order to find the value of d, you are going to follow this step. Okay, so I have mentioned for your identification what are our abc values, which I have took from the equation here. Okay, I have marked in the arrow. Okay, kindly make a note of this, and you are going to substitute these values in the equation as I have substituted here in the d. Now you are going to get the value as this thing, 7.844 meter or 2.808 meter. Since you are going to do plus or minus, there are two values. Okay, now you are going to consider a single value, which I will show in the next slide. Okay. Okay, now the solution is that you have two different values for d. Okay, from the following equation you have obtained two different values. Now you are going to substitute this d value in the b equation, that is 18.18 minus 2.83d was there, no, our equation. So at that equation, instead of d, you are going to substitute this 7.84 value, and you see it's at minus, so you cannot accept this value. Okay, so substituting the other value 2.09 meter, so that in the same b equation you are substituting in front in spite of d, so you get this 12.27 meter as the value, which is positive, so you can accept it. Okay, now in order to check whether our value is correct, you are going to substitute the a, you know what is the equation, a is equal to b plus d into d, which is from the previous slide. Okay, so in that d you are going to substitute 12.27 as you know, and this 2.09 is d, you know, and the d is 2.09. Okay, then you can see 30 meter, exactly a is 30 meter, which we have got from the sum at the first few previous slides. You know what is a value. Now the 30 is equal to this 30. Okay, so your sum is correct. Okay, you have done it correctly. So you are going to write the values as final bed width is 12.27 meter, and the depth of water is 2.09 meter. Okay, kindly make a note of this sum. This sum may come in our exams. Okay. Okay, on the previous problem we have looked about the Chassis formula and how to calculate the value of B and D, and in this problem you are going to check the Manning's formula. Okay, actually here you can see there is no Chassis constant. Okay, clearly see the problem, you may not see the Chassis formula, Chassis I mean Chassis constant. Okay, like here you can see the coefficient of rugosity n, which is a new equation, new value which is given here, which is adopted only in Manning's formula. Okay, kindly understand that. Okay, and you can see the side slope value 1:1, b by d ratio 6.5, discharge of canal which is given as 40 cumex, and permissible mean velocity is 0.95 meter per second. Okay, here also you are going to see the same trapezoidal section only. Okay, for this design of the most economical canal section, for this trapezoidal section, you are going to find the following values: the B value, D value, and our wetted perimeter values also. Okay, so you know B is equal to bed width and D is the depth of water, and the cross sectional area you as well as know for the trapezoidal section it's B plus D into D. Okay, our wetted perimeter is PW is equal to B plus 2 root 2D. Okay, actually wetted perimeter means the perimeter up to which the water is wetting the canal. Okay, it is the wetted perimeter. You may ask what is wetted? Wetted means the value of perimeter which is being taken up to which the canal is wetted. Okay, up to which the canal is wetted. So that value is taken as the wetted perimeter. Okay, PW. We are going to find that. You know A is equal to Q by V, which is discharge by velocity. Area is equal to discharge by velocity. Q you know from the problem, that is 40, and the V you know that is 0.95. So by dividing that you get the area value, and you know B by D ratio as 6.5, which is given from the problem, and here you can make like this: B is equal to 6.5 D. Okay, and from equation 1 I have mentioned here, no, the cross sectional area, you are going to substitute the A value here, and you are going to make the equation like this so that you can find the D value here. Okay, kindly understand it. You are going to find the D value here. Okay, you know B value as 6.5D. You are going to substitute in spite of B here 6.5D, and you are going to add this. You are going to get 42.11 equal to 7.5 D square. Okay, by bringing your 7.5 here, like 7.5 will come under 42.11, and you are going to divide and make it a square, so that you will get D is equal to 2.37 meter. Okay, now you are going to substitute this D value in the B value. Okay, B value you know 6.5 D. Okay, you are going to substitute there, and you get the value as B 15.40 meter. Now we are going to apply it in the following equation of Manning's formula. Okay, in the next slide. Okay, from equation 2 that I have mentioned in the previous slide, we are going to substitute the values you know. What are the values you know? B value and D value, you know, the both values B and D. We are going to substitute in this equation. Substitute in this equation B and D values, and you will get the value as 22.10 meter. And you know the hydraulic mean depth formula, that is R is equal to A by PW, which is a constant formula. And A, you know what is A, that is 42.11, and PW, the wetted perimeter, you know 22.010 that you have obtained from the equation 2, and you get the value as 1.90. And this is the Manning's formula. Kindly make a note of it. This is an important formula. This may be asked in your exams. Okay. Then you are going to substitute the velocity value, that you know 0.95, and 1 by n you know 0.025, and R value which is you know the hydraulic mean depth 1.90, that is whole power of 2 by 3 into S power 1 by 2. You don't know the S value here. Okay. The bed slope value you don't know. Okay. You keep it on the right side, and you are going to bring all the values you know to the left side. Okay, by dividing all these values and multiplying, you will get S value. So S value is 0.00194. So in order to convert this decimal value into the slope like value, that is into fraction, you are converting like this: 1 by 5155, which is our S value. Okay, let's read the next problem. Design a most economical trapezoidal section of a canal having the following data. Okay, the discharge of the canal is 20 cumex, that means cubic meter per second. Permissible mean velocity is V equal to 0.85 meter per second. Basin's constant K is equal to 1.30. Side slope is half:1. Find the allowable bed slope of canal. Okay, now you are going to use the Basin's constant. Okay, or Basin's formula for this particular sum. Okay, actually you can also use Chessie's formula for that. For K you can take C value as 1.30, and you can try this problem for your use. Okay, actually you can try it for any problem, like not only for using Basin's formula, you can use for Chessie's formula also. Okay, please try it. Okay, actually we have seen for the economical design for the canal on the non-alluvial type of soil. Okay, now we are going to see the unlined canal on alluvial soil design, okay, by Kennedy's theory. Okay, in this Kennedy's theory you are going to assume certain equations for your calculations. Okay, first equation is critical velocity, that is v naught equal to 0.546 into m d power 0.64. Okay, this is the equation for critical velocity for Kennedy's theory. Okay, please make note of it. It's an important equation which you are going to use for your problem. Okay, then mean velocity v is equal to c into root rs. Okay, actually this is like Chessie's formula. No, actually this is the mean velocity. Okay, then m is equal to critical velocity ratio, and is full supply depth in meter, r is hydraulic mean depth, s is bed slope, that is 1 in n. The 1 in n means suppose it can be 1 in 1000, 1 in 2000 like that. Okay, then the value of c is calculated by Quitter's formula. Okay, the Quitter's formula is c is equal to 23 plus 0.00155 divided by s plus 1 by n into 1 plus 23 plus 0.00155 divided by s, that is not whole divided by s into n divided by root r. Okay, this is the formula for this particular Quitter's formula we are going to use for the design. Okay, n is the rugosity coefficient here. Okay, okay, there are general assumptions which are made in the Kennedy's theory. Actually, the first one is the eddy current, which is developed due to the roughness of the bed. Okay, the eddy current flow I have already explained in the previous canal lecture about what is a eddy current, and here again you have to assume it for the design of the unlined canal in a non-alluvial type of alluvial type of soil. Okay, actually the second point is the quality of the suspended solid is silt is proportional to the bed width. Okay, then the third one is it is applicable to those channels which are flowing through the bed consisting of sandy silt on same grade. Okay, actually if you want to identify what are these channels looks like, you are going to see in Google about Babb-Doab canal system. Actually this is a famous canal system which adopts this Kennedy's theory. Okay, you can see it for your for your purpose. Okay, okay, now we are going to talk about the drawbacks on the Kennedy's theory. Okay, first one is silt grade and silt change was not defined. Actually, you have to consider silt grade and silt change for a particular period of time, but that assumption was not made in Kennedy's theory. Okay, and Kennedy's theory did not give any slope equation. Okay, you can clearly see that it doesn't mention any slope equation at all. And third one, it was aimed to find out any average regime condition for the design of a channel. Okay, actually the regime condition is that a regime formula was not adapted, okay, for this Kennedy's theory, so it is a drawback. And the fourth point is Kennedy used Quitter's equation for the determination of the mean velocity, which is incorporated in the theory. Actually Quitter's equation was adopted by him entirely, so there was not any separate equation by him. Okay, then no account of silt concentration and bed load was taken for the design. Okay, then Kennedy did not notice the importance of B by D ratio. Actually, B by D ratio was used in our Manning's formula, but in Kennedy's theory it was not used. So it is a disadvantage for Kennedy's theory. Okay, now we are going to look on the Lacey's theory. Okay, it is similar to Kennedy's theory, but there are some alterations which have been done in Kennedy's theory in the way that the drawbacks have been rectified. So the Lacey's theory was given by Lacey. Okay, according to Lacey's theory, dimensions, width, depth, and slope of a regime channel to carry a given discharge loaded with a given silt charge are all fixed by nature. Okay, actually in the drawbacks of Kennedy's theory, these points were mentioned, like there was no silt deposition was not being calculated, and the silt load was not calculated, and where the depth and the slope calculations were not being depicted, and B by D ratio was not mentioned. These were like the drawbacks of the Kennedy's theory, but those were rectified in this Lacey's theory, and they were given all are fixed by the nature. Okay, and the regime condition for this Lacey's theory are the channel is flowing in unlimited incoherent alluvium of the same character as the transported. which means that the channel which you are constructed is flowing in such a way that the water which flowing through the channel is flowing in such a way that it is flowing on the alluvial soil of same character. Okay, there is no change in the alluvium's character. Okay, alluvial soil's character, there is no change. Okay, and the silt grade and silt charge are constant. Okay, these 2 points were neglected in Kennedy's theory. Now they are included in Lacy's theory. Okay, and the discharge is constant. Okay, okay, now we are going to look into a problem based on the Lacy's theory. Okay, the first the design procedure for the Lacy's theory are, first we have to calculate the silt factor. How much silt is being deposited, you have to calculate. So silt factor is calculated. So F is equal to 1.76 root md. Okay, compute velocity V is equal to qf squared divided by 140 whole power 1 by 6. Okay, whole power 1 by 6, not 140 power 6, whole power 1 by 6. And determine area A is equal to Q by V, which you know. And the perimeter here it's changed. Okay, P is equal to 4.75 root Q for this Lacy's theory. And find out bed width B and depth D, since A and P, you know what are the A and P, and assuming side slope half is to 1. For actually this side slope is being assumed. Okay, you can assume various side slopes, but this is like a design procedure value. Okay, you can assume this value. And area is equal to BD plus D squared divided by 2. Okay, not whole 2 divided by D squared divided by 2. Okay, P is equal to B plus D root 5. Okay, okay, for calculating D, the value for D calculation is D is equal to P minus root P squared minus 6.944 A by 3, 3.472. Okay, and B value you know P minus 2.236 D, and we are going to calculate R value, which is equal to 5V squared divided by 2F. Okay, then you have to conclude it as R is equal to 4 by P, that is equal to BD plus D squared divided by 2 divided by B plus 2.236D. Actually this value is from F you I have mentioned in the previous slide what is the value, and you are going to substitute here. Okay, the substituted value is being mentioned here. Okay, find the slope S equal to F power 5 divided by 3 divided by 3340 into Q power 1 by 6. Okay, understand it clearly. F power 5 divided by 3 into 3340 into Q power 1 by 6. Okay, let's see a problem on it. Okay, the design problem here says that discharge Q is equal to 30 Q max. Silt factor F is equal to 1.0. Side slope is half is to 1. Okay, that is our design value. And find the longitudinal slope they have mentioned. We have to find the longitudinal slope. Okay. Okay, listen here carefully. We know the velocity value V is equal to Qf squared divided by 140 whole power 6. And you know the discharge value they have mentioned in the problem 30. Okay, and F value they have mentioned the silt factor. F is the silt factor they have mentioned 1.0. Okay, so 30 into 1 divided by 140 whole power 1 by 6. You substitute and you find the value for V. Okay, then area value you know, area is equal to Q by V, that is discharge divided by velocity. Okay, A value you know 30, and you are substituting 30 here, and the velocity value 0.773 you are substituting here, and you are going to get the result like this area. Then P you know 4.75 root Q, so you are going to mention 4.75 root 30, that is 26 meter. Then you are going to put it in the D value, D formula. What is D formula? P is D is equal to P minus root P square minus 944 A divided by 3.472. Okay, after substituting here you find the value for D. Okay, similar to that you are going to substitute the D value in B. Okay, B you know P minus 2.236 D. So after substituting this you are going to get the value as 22.6 meter. Then you are going to find the hydraulic mean radius. Hydraulic mean radius for here is R is equal to 5V squared divided by 2F. Okay, you know what is V and you know what is silt factor F. Then you are substituting all the values and you find R. Okay, then the another R, you are going to find the another R, BD plus D squared divided by 2 by B plus D power root 5. Okay, this is for verification only. If you are going to substitute the value here, you can substitute here, or if you want to substitute here, you can substitute in the second formula, but you need to verify in the both formulas whether the answer is coming correctly the same, that is 1.49 meter, 1.449 meter. Okay. Okay, actually, in the problem they have asked us to find the slope, right? So the solution for the slope is S is equal to f power 5 divided by 3 divided by 3340 into q power 1 by 6. Okay, this is our formula, and you are going to substitute the values of f, q, and you are going to find the value for the slope. Actually, the slope comes in decimal, you are going to convert it into fraction. Okay, the fraction value is 1 divided by 5880, and you have known the bed width b and depth d, and you have found out the s. Okay. Okay, this is the solution for our like the formula for our Lacy's theory. Okay. Kindly try the sum for your practice purposes, because this sum may come in the exam. Okay, fine.